Was younger, I loved reading science fiction. There's just something so beautiful about wondering what our lives could be in the future and how technology can help us get there. One technology that is often found in these stories is the idea of artificial intelligence, that we as humans can create life and we can create things that can think and create on its own. When I heard that artificial intelligence was being integrated in a lot of different areas in the modern world, I was very excited because I saw these fantastical things come to the modern world. But people didn't share my opinion. A lot of public perception is very fearful of AI, so I wanted to get down to the root of that. So I did a qualitative content analysis of the American public's perception of artificial intelligence. This was using the Glasser and Strauss method of qualitative content analysis to look at a Pew Research Center article entitled AI in Human Enhancement, Americans' Openness is Tempered by a Range of Concerns. I looked through a Petty and Capioco's elaboration likelihood model to understand how Americans are processing this message through a central cognition and so through a peripheral cognition. So boiling that down, I read a big long article. I found the themes that were in that, and then I ran those two themes through the idea of central and peripheral cognition. If you don't know what central and peripheral cognition is, central is looking at something intently, studying it, organizing it, making sure you know everything about it. Peripheral is how we take a lot of other things. So, like billboards or advertisements, where it's in our brain and then gone and we're not thinking about it, but it could still influence our thinking. This is how a lot of people process artificial intelligence. They get a message through the media or through social media or through TikTok or all these other sources, and they're like, I don't need to think about that. But it sticks in their brain. And when they hear a story, when they hear a report, they often are very fearful of it. So, going to the actual data of this, what I found was that the Pew Research article quizzed the American public on six different things, and they gave them questions on what they felt about six different new inventions that had artificial intelligence ingrained in. And they gave their initial response of what they felt about it, and then gave their response after they were able to have hands on experience or have a real connection with this. And what they found was that when actually being able to touch or see the effects of artificial intelligence in an invention, it made people 33% more likely, on average, to be in support of artificial intelligence integration in the everyday life. So, what does that mean? What does this mean for the everyday American? How does this research about artificial intelligence mean anything? Well, number one, artificial intelligence is not something we need to be inherently scared of. One of the themes found is that AI, just like every other tool, is not good or bad. It is how it is used, which gives its moral qualities. So we can be fearful and we can listen to these stories that give it a more sinister look, or we can understand that, like fire or a knife or an axe, just like anything else, it's how it's being used is what makes it good or bad. The second is we as people, we can have these big lofty goals. We can have these, we need to change the world, but what we can change right now and right here is how we perceive things. So as you go out, I would heavily encourage you to seek to understand all points. Don't read an article. Don't look at a TikTok and think, oh, I know exactly what's going on. Read multiple articles, watch a video, understand everything about a topic before going online and maybe sharing your opinion. While we live in an age of rapid information and an age where we can say whatever we want as soon as we think it, there is a lot of, and the data will back me up. There is a lot of less anxiety that comes from fully understanding something and fully knowing something before you comment on it, and really and truly um, knowing something. So, recommendations are make sure that you are fully knowing something before you comment on it, and that will give a less anxious, have take opportunities to have hands-on approaches to various different technologies instead of just being fearful outright. And finally, don't let your peripheral cognition influence how you think about something. Use your central cognition, fully understand something so that you can have a opinion that is nuanced and that you can know what you're talking about when you are having conversations or when you're voting. If we do that, I believe that we can use artificial intelligence for a tool to slingshot us into the future. Thank you so much for your time.